Hello everyone, welcome to New Zealand. The Globe40 stops in Auckland, the eternal city of sails, to close the third stage of the round-the-world race in Class 40. It is obviously a special crossing point for the whole fleet, as well as for the organisers of the event, because the New Zealand metropolis is condemned as the Mecca of the sailing world. On the competition side, we saw another very contested stage until the last moments. A stage marked by a new winner, the third crew to raise their arms in as many legs. Debriefing of this new long crossing from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific, where the skippers once again spent more than a month at sea. In the contents of this new episode, this is the one. After 3 second places, the Dutch of Sek Hei taste the joys of a well-deserved first win, snatched for just over half an hour after 34 days of racing. New Zealand, between urban planning and nature. The country symbolised by the fern is considered the Mecca of sailing by skippers all over the world. Those of the Globe40 are no exception to the rule. Happy to pack their bags, they are halfway around the world. After 2 very long stages, here comes the time for a full checkup for the Globe40 boats. Heavily tested between Africa and Oceania, they were able to benefit from the know-how of the Auckland shipyards. Barely enough time to blow, we must already consider the continuation of the round the world projection on the 4th stage, which leads the fleet to the idyllic atolls of French Polynesia. Auckland, its mythical bay, the Sky Tower on the horizon. The capital of New Zealand may be Wellington, but the true economic and demographic lung of the country is that of the eternal city of sails. 1,600,000 souls inhabit this metropolis with its special geography. Built around an isthmus, connecting the Northland Peninsula to the rest of the North Island, Auckland has the particularity of having 2 natural ports. The one in Waitemata opens on the Hauraki Gulf in the west. In the east, the one in Manukau overlooks the Tasman Sea. Such a maritime city could only become a reference point for the sailing world.
Auckland, c'est dans l'hémisphère sud, la ville, le pays de référence pour la voile de haut niveau. Donc ça, la chose est établie, que ce soit la course au large ou évidemment l'America's Cup. Donc pour un événement en création, faire une étape, être accueilli à Auckland, c'était vraiment un point fort.
Arriving in New Zealand, in Auckland in particular, means a lot to the Globe40 fleet, happy to join a mythical port.
But I look at the city and I look at where we're staying and I'm like, we are right here. We're in the center of the city. Like, how lucky is this? And even sailing up today, I know Griffin saw the America's Cup boat training, and you're in this epic center for sailing, and that feels really special.
New Zealand is becoming a sailing capital of the world, kind of thing. I mean, there's obviously other countries very strong, but in the last few years they dominated like big racing events. So yeah, it's great to arrive here. I mean, Auckland is a wonderful place.
In terms of mileage, the fleet is half of the route, and for many competitors, this is a major milestone.
When we decided to do this project, this was one of the goals. Yeah. Making it to Auckland in one piece within the group of the boats. That was one of the serious goals. We had a lot of milestones. This was one of them.
For sure, this first stopover of the Globe40 in the eternal city of sails will remain as a magical moment in the memories of the participants. Even more for the Dutch crew. 34 minutes difference after 34 days and 8 hours of racing. 3.5 miles apart after crossing more than 7,000 miles, the Flying Dutch of Sek Hei can exult at the finish in Auckland Bay. After 3 second places since the departure of Lorient, they finally taste the joy of celebrating a success.
I'm very proud, very happy, very tired, both mentally and physical. It was a demanding leg.
If your family is here, we have 20 people here yelling if we are arriving. Yeah, that is better is not possible.
The Dutch crew went the extra mile on this long crossing of the Indian Ocean to New Zealand. Speed on the water in all circumstances, boat extremely well prepared technically, tactical choices always relevant, and strong cohesion on board, the ingredients of a well-deserved victory.
We had a good start, and then after a few days we make a very good day, fast sailing, and we get a gap. We think, okay, now we can move apart everybody, but Mila was going with us, and I thought, okay, Mila is gonna pass us and we are gone. But we're still fighting till the end, and yeah, it's crazy to see that you are battling 3,000 miles, crossing each other more times within a mile, and yeah, then you are very happy to be the winner at the end.
First at Cape Leeuwin, first at Detroit de Bass, first at Cap Ringa, the final victory was well-deserved, even if the competition was intense for the Italian-Japanese crew of Malaya around the world, a fantastic weapon pass.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. We had to push a lot all the time. I think they had to do the same because we were fighting until the end. And really, compliment to our rivals, compliment to Sek Hei. We have done our best. And 3.5 miles is so close that the second leg but is a second place, but it missed something. too close, too much close.
Je ne sais pas si ça a déjà existé dans des courses au large, mais c'est quelque chose d'exceptionnel. C'est exceptionnel pour les coureurs parce que ça veut dire qu'il y a une intensité sportive, donc un intérêt pour la course pendant toute la durée. Ça a rythmé leur quotidien. Et pour nous, évidemment, organisation, et pour tous ceux avec qui on partage cette course, c'était palpitant, absolument palpitant à suivre. Et pour tous ceux qui ont été sur l'eau à l'arrivée, ne pas savoir réellement 2 heures avant à 3000 près qui va gagner, c'est totalement inédit.
Thanks to this first win on the Globe40, Sek Hei takes the lead in the general classification at the halfway point. 3 stages, 3 different winners, a guarantee of competitiveness for the race, a boost of hope for those who have not yet won since the beginning of the adventure.
Yeah, I would say obviously it's very competitive. It's nice to see a different winner for each leg. So I feel like that gives you, a chance to be in the game, even if you have a little bit of a slower boat, or, there's a tricky cards to play.
The Round the World Tour is only half. The future will tell us if other teams can add themselves on the list of stage winners of this first edition of the Globe40. The world sailing city, Auckland, hosts the Globe40, maritime metropolis par excellence. Here, everyone lives for the sea. 1 in 4 people has their own boat. The Pacific Ocean, the Tasman Sea, are the second homes of those who are nicknamed Kiwis. When they are not on the deck of the boats, it is standing on the surfboards that they tame the waves. New Zealand is a paradise for water sports, but not only. On this southern island, lush forests, volcanoes, beautiful landscapes to unleash. The third stage, between Mauritius and New Zealand, was planned to last about 28 days. Eventually, the skippers had to sail much longer than initially envisaged.
My girlfriend is here 1 week, and she 7 days said every day, "I wish you were here." I said, "Sorry, I can't change it."
Sek Hei won in Auckland, but the crossing was not without fear.
Sometimes we
were worried.
We were worried
about
that the boat break in two pieces, because one time we fly off a wave, and I think the boat was airborne.
For 2 seconds. 2 whole seconds, and that is
we
long.
are sitting inside and
Feeling
waiting,
and
BAM! And everything's shaking, and okay, look on the meters, everything is we're going further, everything is on.
Everything is still working, mast is still there, sails are still up, nothing broke.
More than a month at sea to face almost all types of weather imaginable, it wears, both physically and mentally.
It's hard to keep motivated and to keep pushing. It's a long time. I've never been at sea for 35 days before, and probably never will again. So it was a good test of sort of what you're made of, I think.
You push on, you have these hardships, and you push on and you get through it. But that was really tough, because it wasn't a small mistake that set us back a little bit. It set us back 4 days. How do you catch up 4 days? That's tough.
The motivation sometimes went away, but I came back, and we just kept on. It was a big mental challenge, a lot of upwind, a lot of endurance, and cold. It was really rough, I will say, challenging. And then we finished today, which was awesome.
If Achmas' crew did pretty well, for others such as Whiskey Jack and Griffin Solo, the crossing was not without problems, sometimes with the look of cavalry. In the end, the whole fleet arrived safely, exhausted but delighted, happy and proud. The New Zealand stopover is very much appreciated. For the skippers, it is the opportunity to rest their bodies and also to revise the machines after 2 very long stages and more than 2 months at sea. They have already crossed half the globe, absorbed the gusts of wind, wiped away the seas and wild oceans. So obviously the scheduled boat checkup in the Jellicoe Harbour Marina came as a relief for the crews.
Management prepares everything, and I'm really happy to be getting the good service in the Auckland. Now we are checking the mast, and we check all the boat, all the sail, and we are completely to be very good.
Il est important de contrôler, comme on fait ici sur ce chantier, les coques, etc. Mais hier, les bateaux ont été dématés et on contrôle avec une entreprise locale spécialisée dans le gréement. Tous les gréements sont contrôlés centimètre par centimètre pour vérifier que tout va bien et pas risquer un dématage dans la deuxième moitié de ce tour du monde.
For some boats, the journey had begun even before the Globe40 was launched in Lorient. This is the case for Achmas, who left the United States in May to join the prologue in Brittany.
So for us, we started this race in America, in Maine, in New England. So we had a transatlantic voyage just to get to France for the start. So we're now 20,000 miles of sailing, hard sailing. So it was definitely time to haul out for a keel inspection. And I'm really thrilled to see that the keel joint is perfectly tight, no evidence of any movement or cracking, so it's a big relief.
Les 20 000 milles, c'est, je sais pas, 5 ou 6 routes du Rhum en équivalent distance. Donc les bateaux, il est légitime maintenant de faire un petit contrôle général. Est-ce qu'il y a des petits pocs sur la coque? Est-ce qu'ils auraient tapé quelque chose avec la quille, avec la coque haute pendant tous ces milles sur lesquels il serait malin d'intervenir? Donc c'est vraiment un contrôle général. Ils sortent pas parce qu'il y a un problème, ils sortent pour vérifier que tout va bien.
And it is with the free spirit, full of certainties, that the skippers will resume the route. Direction: Tahiti.
It's very important to check, specifically because the harbors after this one will be less suitable to do this kind of work, because here you have all the professionals in the world, the highest level, same as in France, where we are sure we can have enough assistance and also well-equipped assistance from people we know who can help us with doing this.
Destination: Paradise, Bora Bora, Moorea, Tahiti. Heading to French Polynesia for the cruise of the Globe40. 2,300 miles to cover in the Pacific Ocean. 12 to 14 days of sea to reach the atolls and the clear waters of the Papeete lagoons and volcanic islands. A dream destination for skippers who will not forget the competition. Will the Dutch of Sekheai confirm their takeover? Will Achmas and Malai manage to win again? Will this stage deliver an unprecedented winner? See you in the next issue of the Globe40 magazine to know the answer. Until then, good luck and Ayarana.